So here we are at the 2017 Frankfurt Motor Show. It is the biggest show there is, and all of us bring our best walking shoes because we'll be walking at least 10 to 15 kilometers over here. Shapur, again, this is a show where there's a lot to offer, but I think the theme is electrification.
Absolutely, it's electrification. It's almost like the German car industry has accepted that they have to transition from diesel and petrol to electric, and a lot of them have their solutions here ready. We've heard that there'll be cars out as soon as 2020 with a range of 400 kilometers. So I'm really excited to see that.
I think what we are also going to be focusing on, what are the products that are coming to India. So let's get into the show. We'll do the walking to bring you the best from Frankfurt.
Now Frankfurt is huge. Think 160 football fields stacked together. And it's a maze with cars everywhere you look. But since electric cars were the toast, let's start with a few interesting ones. First up, VW's ID Cross. Yes, that's Cross with 2 Z's.
We're standing with Volkswagen's new ID Cross, their SUV concept on the new MEB electric platform. It's expected around 2021, and as you can see, it's a really attractive looking SUV, somewhat of a crossover, but nice smooth lines, a crisp design, these really beautifully detailed LED headlights, a nice tight fitting roof, and you can see interesting elements like this television camera based rear view mirror. Of course, this is the new solid-state battery from Volkswagen, so it's placed on the floor, very compact. You'll get around 400 kilometers from it. The power of this car is around 300 horsepower in 4-wheel drive configuration, so it's primarily rear-wheel drive, but a lot of the power is still going to the front, so you get genuine 4-wheel drive fun.
The next car, this Audi, is all electric as well. But that's not the big talking point here. This car is also fully autonomous, but what's scary is that it has no steering and no pedals. Now from electric and autonomous cars to more conventional ones. And what we're also going to focus on are cars coming to India. First up, a car that could be amongst the most exciting SUVs of 2018.
Now the Skoda Karoq replaces the Yeti, but it isn't quite a replacement for the Yeti. It hasn't got that same quirky styling. It's a lot bigger, it's a more conventional. In fact, it looks more like a scaled down Kodiaq. Now the big question is, will this come to India? Skoda India seriously evaluating this product.
The Karoq actually looks better balanced than the Kodiaq from the outside. The stance is pretty impressive too. There's more space on the inside than the Yeti. There's more legroom, and because the cabin is a bit wider, the sense of space is bigger as well. Now we go from a compact SUV to an even more compact one.
The car I'm standing with is the all-new EcoSport, the facelift, and as you can see, it's got the new grille and the bigger headlights and fogs, and that makes it look quite different. If you come around the side, you'll see Ford has used the bicolor system, the twin color, the black here and the blue here, bicolore in Italian, and this car gets larger wheels. These are 18 inches. I don't think we'll get the same size. Another difference from the car in India will be the fact that we'll still get the spare wheel on the back. What's it like on the inside? Let's take a look. So the all-new interior is a big step on the car we have in India. We've used the car quite a lot, and this is a huge step forward. Just the fact that the instrument panel looks so attractive and beautifully detailed. The steering wheel looks really high quality. None of the hard, shiny plastic buttons are visible. You get these nice controls here, beautifully crafted vents. Of course, the big, most important difference, the touchscreen. The earlier one didn't have a touchscreen. It was difficult to integrate, hence the all-new interior and much nicer seats on this car.
Making its world debut here at the Frankfurt Motor Show is this, the new BMW 6 GT. Now we also know that the 6 GT is coming to India. It will make its India debut at the Auto Expo. Now this is quite a significant car for BMW because what it does is it sits above the 5 Series and it also sandwiches its arch rival, the E-Class. So BMW have the 5 Series below and the 6 GT with the E-Class bang in the middle. The key question is, how does the 6 GT compare to its Stuttgart rival?
Well, to begin with, this car has a much sportier and sexier profile. The roof is arched, the rear looks nice and bulky, And then there's the fact that it's even longer than the E-Class.
Well, there's loads of legroom here in the BMW 6 GT, much more than in the 5 Series. But how does it compare to the E-Class? Well, space is comparable, and you've even got the reclining seat over here, so that also is a big plus. The headrests, not quite as pillow soft, but they are pretty soft as well. It's going to be interesting how this car is positioned in India, how it's priced, but I can tell you definitely something right now, that this is going to give the E-Class a hard time.
Also new from BMW, the new X3 with its bolder and bigger looking grille.
Well, another BMW making its world debut here in Frankfurt is this, the all-new BMW X3. Now again, this is a significant model because it is coming to India, and again it is likely to be showcased at the February Auto Expo. Now the new X3, it looks much sharper, bolder, with a massive grille in front, and it can't come a day too soon because the X3 goes against cars like the GLC, which is quite popular, and the upcoming Audi Q5, which really is a scaled down Q7. So a lot of action in this mid-size luxury SUV space, and we can't wait for the BMW X3, which really is going to be high on driver appeal, to come to India.
But it wasn't just electric and autonomous and practical and everyday cars. This time's Frankfurt show also had some seriously fun stuff. Ferrari's all-new Portofino, a car with more testosterone and less estrogen. That's up next.
Well, Ferraris, they always grab attention at whatever motor show they are. Even if it's this one, the entry-level version, which is the new Portofino. This is the new V8 Ferrari. It's a GT, and it replaces the California.
Now, every new motor show has a new 911. And believe it or not, this is 911 number 22, the 22nd version of the current 911. But boy, is it special.
So just when I thought Porsche had hit the limit with the 911, they take it to a different level with this, the 911 GT2 RS. Now this is an insane car, the most powerful 911, 700 horsepower, 0 to 100 time of 2.8 seconds. This is really the ultimate sports car.
This car produces 1000 horsepower from just a 1600cc engine. How does it do that? Its engine comes directly from Formula One.
This is AMG's Project One, their first serious hypercar. Now they've done supercars before, they've done the SLS, they've done the GT, but this is at another level. It's the same turbocharged V6 electric motor unit that you have in the current Formula One cars. It's got the split turbo with the impeller on one side and the drive on the other side, and it's got so many features from F1, it practically is driven by F1 technology. A lot of the aero in the front is inspired from the F1 car, these gills that open on top, a lot from Le Mans cars as well, but you can see the influence of aero, of downforce on the front axle. On the inside you can see the F1 inspired steering wheel, there's 2 screens for you, but the real interesting bit, the real fun bit is back here. Now that's where the 6-cylinder engine sits. There's 2 motors that drive up front, 2 electric motors, and a very unique suspension setup. As you can see through here, these are 2 push rod suspension units. There's 2 struts. Just one of them controls the up and down movement of the wheels, and the second one is it's dedicated just for anti-roll. So there's no anti-roll bar. It's a nice clean unit. Mercedes are hoping to crack the Nürburgring lap record. They're going after Porsche, and that's going to be the news for next month.
And last, but in no way the least, is a car named after a not-so-famous racing driver of the 50s, Louis Chiron.
This car is all about statistics. This car is all about big numbers. This car has been made for the Guinness Book. And the big talking point here today at the Frankfurt Motor Show is a 0 to 400 and back to 0 time of just 42 seconds, which is absolutely insane. And there's only one car that can do it, and it's this, the Bugatti Chiron 1500 horsepower, 1600 Newton meters of torque, only 500 being made, of which 300 are already sold out. At what price? 2.5 million euros. Now in Indian money, that's around 18 crores. That's without duty. And when you pay the government of India about 180%, I can't even calculate what it will cost. Probably more than 40 crores. But this car is special. It's all about records. This is the Sachin Tendulkar of the supercar world, the Bugatti Chiron.
And that's the wrap on a somewhat unique Frankfurt Motor Show where the electric car really came into its own. Who knows, tomorrow's world may be with us before we know it.
इसी कभी न रुकने वाले जुनून को रफ्तार देता है सर्वो वर्ल्ड क्लास लुब्रिकेंट्स।